What's going on, everyone? It's your favorite jealous hater Apoc, and welcome back to the most positive and uplifting channel on the platform. So I guess it's time to assert my white privilege.
I gotta go. Oh, yeah, master of sushi chef, so I gotta get back.
Right, you gotta go. Because I'm white.
What? Why?
You heard me.
Wait a minute.
It's okay, bros. I'm used to it.
You're white?
Arigato, racist.
Okay. Racist? No. Get out.
I honestly don't even see myself as white. I'm more of a cosmic entity that exists to decimate family vlog channels. And once my mission is completed, I don't know, maybe I'll go crawl back in the I came out of. That being said, I had no plans for any new Kkandbabyj content. They are rather boring, and I'm tired of seeing all the same bullshit. All the money chasing. We get it, KK. You love exploiting pregnancies and miscarriages. It's becoming quite stale. I don't know, they just really don't do it for me anymore. It used to be where my dick would get fully engorged when making a new Kkandbabyj video, but now there's no movement. There's no blood flow. It's just a floppy mess down there. So it's official. Me and KK, we're taking some time apart. We're breaking up. And you know, it's not one of those situations where it's not you, it's me. Because it most definitely is not me. It's them and all their bullshit. Like Qua's newest recent stunt, posting a very implicit and impulsive video justifying why he used the N-word. His explanation was pretty bad. He also was, dare I say it, feeling froggy. He couldn't even form one articulate sentence, which was actually kind of embarrassing for him. Compose yourself, my good sir. And this video really didn't have an Apoc vibe to it. It just seemed like there was a lot of projecting and deflection. Not to mention the title just screams, why do all these jealous haters have to inconvenience my wallet? Now, one of the things that stuck out the most was that Qua goes on about how white people want to cancel Kkandbabyj, but not just for one specific reason, even though he tries to imply this. I don't know, there was just a lot of back and forth. It was kind of hard to track what the was going on, but I think the main point was that Qua said the N-word. And like I said, instead of just owning up and apologizing with zero excuses, he instead goes on the offensive and attacks people based on skin tone, which is kind of counterproductive if you ask me. What do you think, Karen?
This was probably not the smartest of gifts.
No. See, even this meme agrees. But I'm not in shock about this, not in the slightest. This is not the first instance where KK points the finger. In season 1, episode 2 of this overly drawn, boring ass anime, KK addresses past mistakes and explaining the context to Qua's little crime spree of breaking into cars and stealing shit, where he places blame yet again on his parents.
They were always gone. Remember, they were always gone, but they just weren't there.
Not to mention during peak week of the pandemic, KK break quarantine and protocol to use their friend's pregnancy for clout after preaching about staying home and staying safe for weeks.
Everyone was talking about how dumb we were for not social distancing, and I totally agree. Lives in danger. I know the world is in hectic craziness right now.
And even after acknowledging that they put lives at risk, the pile of excuses quickly followed.
We just wanted to address something real quick. I didn't know it was such a big thing. We are idiots, but here, I mean, there's no excuses, but here's the context behind why we filmed the video when we did. Yeah, so here's why we filmed it, which, like I said, is not an excuse. We should not have filmed it or met up on that day. But
so basically, they've been having a really hard time, like family-wise.
And also, well, the reason why, like I said, is Chris's father had just passed away, and like a bunch of stuff was going on. A bunch of bad was going on in their lives. Like, we've been quarantined for so long, and she's been quarantined for so long, but that's how strict that we've been, and we know that Pam and Chris have been super strict too, so that's, we were like, we're both
in our mindset, we were like, we're both good, like, but
yeah, let's film it. And we're sorry for putting lives in danger. I know the world is in hectic craziness right now, but Yeah, there's no excuses.
Yeah, and I know.
Now, the only thing Qua mentions in this video is that he said the N-word, but it goes a little deeper than that. Balls deep, actually. And things got left out intentionally because, well, he's just so darn honest and forthcoming. But that's why you all have my petty ass. I'll get to the root of the problem. Yeah, real nice and deep like. But before we get into it, if you're getting a kick out of my content, then why aren't you subscribed? Anyways, let's get to the show.
Hey guys, I'm just gonna get straight to the point.
Well, that's a first. Usually there's a 6-second tease followed by Karen's lovely vocals, followed by 10 minutes of couch sitting, belittling Qua, and deep and humble moments like this.
So you don't want to drive it. Karen, seriously, come on. It's the last time.
You regret doing that now.
No, dude, come on.
Did you have to pick up the phone
Babe.
call and be like,
Okay, no, I didn't have to, but you won't be. Okay, alright, not now. Come on,
No,
back
right
to your car.
now.
Say bye to your car.
right now?
Babe, say bye to your car.
I was.
Okay, come on.
Happily.
Come on, Karen, you're making a scene at the gas station.
You made a scene by calling me.
I just told you not to crash it before we sell it.
What? I wasn't doing anything.
Okay, Karen.
Can you yell louder?
No.
I can yell. I have chlamydia. I have chlamydia. I'm in a hat and glasses and I have chlamydia. Say
You
sorry.
need a proper goodbye.
You need a proper.
Babe, this is Audi's day, not our day.
Oh my God.
Come on. Babe, stop. Come on,
Then
seriously.
say sorry.
Come on, babe, let me in.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry.
Are you?
Yes.
No, you're not.
You ran the stop
I
sign.
didn't run the stop sign.
Yes, you
I
did.
slowly passed through it. You got mad. Not to mention, we were in the neighborhood.
You almost hit a black truck.
I did not.
Okay.
You are so dramatic.
Okay. Karen's on another one today. That's her ring finger, by the way. Jeez. Karen, you are in public.
Just to mislead their audience into watching a 15-minute vlog. Ah, that's sweet runtime.
I've been seeing posts about me. Back then, I think these tweets, these old Instagram comments were from 7 or 8 years ago before I had kids.
One of the weirdest arguments that I've ever seen these cronies cling to, especially when it comes to defending their gods to the bitter end, is a notion that just because KK or whoever else has kids, that makes them such a good and kind person. They're such great people because they have kids. Which is a mentality, because this can apply to all family vloggers, not just Karen and Qua. I mean, I think we all can agree that Mika Soff or Micah Soff or whatever the hell her name is trash. She abandoned one of her children after using him for clout. 8 passengers abused their children with cruel and unusual punishments. Now, remind me again how having kids makes you such a good person. Plus, to all the little minions who came on here to rip me a new one because you think I'm such an asshole, calling me a no-life loser while also telling me to spread more positivity. I just had a son, so do I not get included in that mentality of I have a kid, so I'm a threat to society? No? Well, that's what we call a double standard. The whole argument of this happened before I had kids just doesn't hold any water, and honestly, it's a manipulation tactic.
And I think these people are pathetic.
Damn, Qua, I'm not that kind of girl. If you're gonna spank me, at least buy me dinner first.
I actually don't even blame them because they're young and they don't know any better.
Then why even call any of them pathetic? They're just young and dumb, right? Oh yeah, that mentality only applies to YouTubers who are getting griefed online. And how in the hell are you going to call people pathetic and then follow that up with, you don't blame them because they're young and don't know any better? What?
This is not spreading awareness. This is they're trying to cancel Kkandbabyj because they don't like us.
So this was the back and forth BS I was talking about earlier. He says people want to cancel KK just because they don't like him. But then he also states people want to cancel them because he said the N-word whatever how long ago. Which is it, my dude? You're confusing the shit out of me. And how is this not spreading awareness? Isn't the whole point to the movement to point out racism wherever it exists? And that's exactly what people did here. Seems like Qua is only heated because he's on the receiving end.
They're not even people of color. Most of these people are young white girls or this white guy. And here we go.
It's the goddamn white devil who's trying to bring us down.
Question. Where does skin tone play into the conversation? Please enlighten me, Qua. I must know your wisdom of the relevancy. Is he trying to say, because it's white people that are calling him out about racism, that somehow invalidates their voice and opinions on racism? Because that's what I heard. You know, maybe that wasn't the smartest move, Qua, when trying to address racist allegations. I mean, this might be just me here, but I think more people who stand up to racism is a good thing. And what about the people of color who are calling out KK? Do their voices not matter? I mean, these are the questions. You can't really be selective with the movement. I don't know. This just goes to show that KK have no idea about anything beyond buying things. It's pretty damn clear that they hijacked this movement just to pander their audience, but care about diversity books for her kids. They took action. Oh, you mean the ones she'll never use? Outside of an Instagram post. Those ones? Haha, great point. All these influencers buying diversity books is a fucking joke. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for diversity. But I think buying books to showcase that you're not racist makes your parenting look like ass. And it just screams audience pandering, which is disingenuous.
It's calling me and Karen for something we said 7 or 8 years ago.
Just to be clear, I have never stated in any of my content about Kkandbabyj being a racist or wanting to cancel them. That would literally serve me no purpose at all. Plus, Kkandbabyj are like the peanut butter to my jelly, the Batman to my Joker.
You just couldn't let me go, could you? This is what happens when an unstoppable force meets an immovable object. You won't kill me out of some misplaced sense of self-righteousness. And I won't kill you because you're just too much fun. I think you and I are destined to do this forever.
Let me just show you one example. Black Lives Matter, a few years ago, I was one of the first to subscribe to Kkandbabyj. Instantly stopped watching when I saw this work. Messaging my friend.
So before we move forward, I just wanted to state, Qua is trying to use this whole racist thing as the basis as to why people are unfollowing KK. Karen tried to do something similar on Instagram, basically claiming that people unfollowed her because she's posting about Black Lives Matter. But that's just not the case. They unfollowed her because she's fake as f***. And they know she's just bandwagoning another trend. Everyone wants to be a influencer until it's time to influence. Yeah, that's coming from someone who was put in a position to set an example to influence during when the virus was rampant, but instead decides to chase money. Repeating actions and contradictions like this is the reason why they bleed subs and have to buy sub bots to maintain their current sub count. Racist allegations have nothing to do with this. It's all virtue signaling from their $2 million lake home.
All they can do is clickbait about being pregnant. It's even more sick that they do it after having multiple miscarriages. Sickos, sickos, sickos.
Yes, because why clickbait one thing when you can clickbait two, and you can do it in patterns?
They're so problematic. Karen is a materialistic brat on the vlog. Put the camera down and be present with your babies.
But what if one of them falls on the table or gets a 3-degree burn again? How would they monetize that?
I noticed Karen changed so much when her boobs got done and when son was born. They complain about spending money, but end up being able to buy a new house, a boat, a car, because they didn't like the old one. I only watched because of Landon and how sweet he is. The channel is awful. I remember when they used to sit at home with Jackson and eat pizza. Now they complain and brag about what they have.
None of those comments sound hateful or have anything to do with racism. It just sounds like a lot of personal grievances people have with them. Anyways, Qua explains what he said between him and his friends, and his explanation was so goddamn horrible, I think my soul imploded. So to spare all of you from getting hemorrhoids, I most definitely have now, I cut out all the mouth breathing and triggered gibberish, and basically Qua's excuse for saying the N-word was, he has a black friend.
I never said these racial slurs to be racist. My friend D2LB is black.
This was probably the worst thing he could have said.
I was young and dumb
and a big dumb stupid doo-doo head.
Oh god, you know who he reminds me of? Colleen Ballinger. Why do so many YouTubers cling to the excuse of being young and dumb? He was roughly 21 years old when he said this. The whole sheltered teenager just does not work anymore. Not when you're an adult.
I'm not the one to say I was always a good person. It's not a secret that I was a terrible kid growing up. I fought, I stole, I went to jail. I've already talked about that, and people still seem to try and bring it up to cancel Kkandbabyj.
But I thought KK didn't care what people thought about them or what people bring up, and they think it's laughable.
And now they're trying to bring up old tweets from 7. How long ago was that?
Damn, bro. You need to calm the f down.
You chill out, because I am chilled out. He's not just chill, he's the chillest dude I've ever met.
2013. You gotta remember, me and Karen are old. We grew up without social media.
Well, how old do you think you are? Why are you acting like you grew up in the Cretaceous period? MySpace was the most popular platform in 2006. Facebook went public in 2006 as well. By the math here, Kwa would be roughly 14 years old around this time. He literally grew up in social media's big bang. Didn't grow up with it. Man, he must really think pretty low of his subscribers. To any Kkandbabyj fans out there watching this, just know, Kwa really thinks you all are really dumb.
We had friends that we hung out with, and that's all we knew. We never thought about having a community where we would talk to someone in another county, in another state, in another country.
So as in, he didn't know he would have to watch his ass later down the road. How does anyone fall for this trash? It's blatantly obvious that they lie continually or try to squirrel their way out of it.
Our friends in our group that we saw from riding bikes and skateboards every day is how we talk to our friends. Our black friends threw around the N-word all the time, so we would say it back.
Well, gee whiz, that's justifiable.
Okay, so here's the main issue here. Even if this was just something innocent that they just did around friends, he didn't keep that within the bubble. He posted it online for the world to see. This is how you know Kwa grew up really privileged. He cannot see past his own bullshit, and the only reason he's owning up now is because he's pandering to the fetuses. And if he ever makes a video in the near future where he just flat out apologizes with no finger pointing, no blame game, no nothing, just know it's because he's getting called out by me and Rose Analysis. Kwa still believes he has done nothing wrong, and his actions prove that.
In our small minds back then, because we were young and dumb and ignorant, we weren't educated, we didn't know if we said this online, that someone else could read it and get offended. All we knew was our friends.
Well, that's a moronic mentality. You can call one of your guy friends gay because guys do that, calm down. But you can't just run up on some random in a random ass city or state and call him gay. For one, he might take offense to that, justifiably. And two, he might actually be gay. And you can apply that to Kwa's exact situation here. This is not a hard concept to understand. You don't do shit like that. This is basic shit.
I just grew up like that, and I'm just used to it. We didn't know back then, in 2013, something that we said could offend someone else.
He's blowing all this out of his asshole. Who hasn't grown up with the golden rule?
Once we started getting used to social media and learning, hey, maybe my friends won't get offended if I call them the N-word, but someone else will. Me and Karen learned.
Learned, huh? Really? Well, when people complained about you guys throwing Asian slurs at your children, Karen basically told them just to get over it or don't watch at all. And she was much older at the time. And so what Kwa's really trying to get at here is that once they gained traction online, gained a following, they both started walking on eggshells and covering up their tracks. Hence why Karen has deleted videos off of her personal channel and even tweets that would make her look bad. Now, who does that remind me of? Not to mention deleting comments and blocking people. Nothing says we take accountability for our past actions quite like trying to completely erase the truth and rewrite their vlog history.
I'm sick of people bringing up past tweets of celebrities and influencers saying they're a terrible person and they still are a terrible person.
I don't know. I think Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby were pretty bad. I think they deserved what they got. And it was the hashtag MeToo movement that changed things, and YouTubers are no better. Family vloggers like to live in a fallacy.
They're just so damn humble and relatable and down to earth.
They're nothing but a bunch of clout chasing, child exploiting, sexual manipulators, and the whole argument,
well, this happened a long time ago,
is garbage, because you can use that in any instance arguments, even with people who actually do deserve to be shut down, like the Stoffers or 8 Passengers. All the using and abusing was in the past, right?
Well, people can grow.
Part of Black Lives Matter is spreading awareness about racism. Saying the N-word in a non-racist manner is not trying to. I just lost my train of thought.
Yeah, because you have no idea what you're going on about. I can't blame him though. He's just so young and dumb. And him and Karen also did just hop on the Black Lives Matter train. You know, and even if he thinks he wasn't being racist, who is he to decide that? There's this thing going around called unconscious bias or unconscious racism. Basically where you can be biased or racist even without knowing it. Now, I really don't believe in that kind of shit, but I don't know, maybe now with Karen and Qual. But they would also be the ones to hop on that and bandwagon, since they bandwagon everything. Even the reason why Karen hasn't been able to get pregnant, literally basing it off of the comment section. They should just stay in their lane and stick to boring ass vlogs and manipulating children's emotions. It's what they're good at.
Me and Karen have been non-stop sharing useful links, information, signing protests, donating, or not signing protests, signing petitions and donating and supporting the Black Lives Matter movement.
See what we did here, guys? Are we so caring and compassionate, and aren't we stunning and brave?
You know, this is, oh man, this is just more of Qua's typical self-backpatting. Now, I'm not hating on links to donations or petitions, but I feel like this is a for the vine situation.
But influencers would never do that. They actually do care about the movement.
Oh, you mean like this influencer who probably rode up in her expensive ass car from the comforts of her gated community called The Hills for 5 fucking minutes to snap an Instagram picture showcasing that she just cares so much about the cause.
But Qua took action. He actually went to the protest, the march, Black Lives Matter.
Okay, fair enough. I concede. I'm done then.
Oh, wait, hold on!
Let's examine Qua fighting the good fight.
No justice! No peace! Fuck these racists! No peace! No justice! No peace! Fuck these racists!
Now, I don't see Qua raising his fists or chanting. Actually, I don't see him doing anything at all. I don't even see him. Seems like all he did was what that other influencer did. Left the comforts of the gated and guarded community, drove up in his expensive ass car, saw protests and was like, snagged a couple of pictures and clips for the gram, and then bounced out, "Ah, so caring." And where the hell is compassionate Karen? She's so benevolent and caring about the cause, I thought she would be all over this. Honestly, she's probably pissed off that the protesters blocked her path to target.
Cancel us later. After this, we should be, like, whoever this is, whoever just tweeted me that, and just knowing that it's not part of Black Lives Matter, we should be sticking together right now.
Why the hell would anyone want to stand with you when you pointed out skin color as an insult to invalidate their voice? The whole cancel us later thing is some manipulative ass horseshit. They've been blocking people and deleting hate comments long before any of this. Doesn't matter if it's now or later, KK will be against it.
Cancel YouTubers, influencers, celebrities later. Stop picking them apart because it's not helping.
Yeah, it's not helping him or his case. And does he want people to cancel him later and everyone to be focused on the movement? Or does he want people just to stop canceling in general? He keeps going back and forth on this. He does it a lot. I'm just trying to gauge what he wants.
What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want?
If these past tweets offended you guys, I'm sorry. But right now, we need to work together. We need to go protest. We need to sign petitions.
Yeah, guys, focus on something else
And not us.
You are making the wrong enemy right now.
I don't really want no friends.
I don't really want no friends, no.
And I've been seeing it, and I didn't want to say anything because I don't even want to make this video.
So why did you at all? You know, he seems kind of tense here. Probably because he could be on the lake riding his jet skis instead of making this video.
Those damn inconveniencing jealous haters and their
Quit bullshit. Well, you had to make this video.
Making this video is such a waste of time because I'm making it about me and about Karen and about influencers being canceled and how I think it's wrong because they're trying to cancel us for something so long ago.
Speaking of Karen, where is that meme? Oh yeah, that's right, she's probably posting something about white privilege on her $10,000 couch.
I don't even want to make this video. I don't want it to be about me.
Kind of like how Karen said she didn't want a vlog to be about the virus, but then literally named the vlog something basing around the virus.
Making this video and answering people who don't like us, because obviously all they want is a reaction, and this is what it is. So I hope you guys are happy.
Pretty much. I did stop mid-edit to go beat off real quick.
They're wasting their time. Why not, instead of making these Instagram accounts, Twitter accounts, trying to cancel us, make an account dedicated to Black Lives Matter?
Those accounts that got terminated on Instagram were about Black Lives Matter.
There are a lot worse things going on in the world.
Oh my god, I feel like I'm watching him on a loop.
There's Breonna Taylor, who would have been 27 years old today.
Who again, Qua only knows because of a hashtag.
So that's something that we should be sticking together and fighting for. Not trying to cancel me because I said something 7 years ago. There's worse things in the world right now.
Sorry, I actually meant. I feel like I'm watching him on an annoying ass loop.
And so, if you guys don't see that, then it's a lost cause. And anyone that's ever, well, there are.
So Qua's the type to just read headlines without even actually clicking on the hyperlink. And Karen's the type to preach about
doing your research and knowing your facts and fact checking,
but doesn't even know what the Second Amendment is.
Yeah, you know what this made me think about? The Second Amendment. You know what the Second Amendment is?
Don't put me on blast.
You don't. It's the right to bear arms. People that have stuck up for us and said that was so long ago, and we've changed because obviously we have, and to just move on.
Yeah, guys, move on. Forget about it.
Damn, I thought Karen was the only one who needed affirmations from little tweens.
I appreciate you. I do see you defending us, and I really, really appreciate. I'm super grateful for you. As I've always said, I'm so grateful for our audience. They're more like family to us.
Does Qua mean the family that he constantly lies to? Man, if he treats his family like this, imagine how he treats his friends. Oh wait, I don't have to.
This is just a waste of time, and we have bigger things to worry about.
If that's the case, then why even give this any attention at all? Seems like all he's doing is adding fuel to the fire, to something that apparently is just a waste of everyone's time.
If I offended you for saying that stuff back then, I'm sorry, but we need to stick together, and we need to protest, and we need to. Okay. All right. Thank you guys for listening.
Qua has his trigger face on. You know this boy's just sitting there seething, waiting for my response. So before we get into why people truly want to cancel Kkandbabyj, let's talk about this pinned comment that's obviously directed at me, but I'm not gonna read all of it. That. So here's just a couple of points.
I made this video because I saw a post with comments saying they can't wait to make a video on me because it will get so many views.
Oh look, another Qua contradiction. And no one has ever stated they want me to make videos on KK for views. People just generally like my videos, and they wait for them just like any other YouTuber.
Right now is not the right time to build clout.
This is coming from a guy who uses fake miscarriages and a pandemic to chase money. To what? To build his social medias. And not a few days later, after posting this video, after posting that pinned comment saying it's not time to build social media, KK clickbait pregnancy and make an Instagram for Kkandbabyj vlog clips or whatever. What a joke. And if I truly wanted to build clout, why on earth would I even make Kkandbabyj content? They are just guppies in a sea of shit, and they're much bigger fish to fry. So let's wrap this video up with what I like to call the blast facts. So obviously people are heated about Qua saying the N-word, but that's not the only reason why, or just one isolated incident. Both Karen and Qua seem to have the tendency to throw around derogatory terms towards minorities, terms towards the LGBTQ, and even terms towards their own children.
It's blonde. It almost looks red.
Eyes are so slanty, you can't see it on camera.
Yeah, he has very cheeky eyes.
And like I've always stated about Karen and Qua, they tend to always put their foot in their mouth, saying that his children will grow up being stereotyped and picked on for their adorable little squinty eyes. But as you all just saw and heard, Karen literally is known for this, and if anybody dislikes this or comments on this, it is usually followed up by a you don't watch it if you don't like us mentality. But how can you complain about your kids growing up being stereotyped when it literally comes from the home? How can you set a good example for your children when you set a bad one for the kids that watch you? Remember, Karen and Qua, everyone wants to be a influencer until it's time to influence. So for my last point here, one thing that KK definitely didn't want getting out is Qua in blackface.
But that's not Qua, that's not even blackface. He was just really tan. You photoshopped that.
Well, that's not what the comment section implies. From the looks of it, Taylor came up with a cute little black name for Qua. Karen seemed to find this all so hilarious. And Qua here, well, he seemed to be reminiscing about his African days. I don't know. There just seems to be so much undisputed evidence that Karen and Qua have said a lot of insensitive things. Now, do I think they deserve to be canceled? That's really hit or miss here. I personally don't think so, but they do need to start being accountable for all their bullshit, or else I'm just gonna have to make another video on their undoing, because it seems like Kkandbabyj are on a fast free fall to becoming another channel that disappears into the ether, and not because of cancel culture, but because of relevancy. Anyways, that's all I have for you jealous haters. I do have some other thoughts on this matter, but I don't know, maybe I'll share it later in another video. Who knows? I don't know. I didn't even want to make this video, but they forced my hand. Sub to the channel if you're new. Like if you enjoyed the video. Every like is another reason why Kkandbabyj only uploaded or posted about this on their smallest channel without even ever mentioning anything on any other social media platforms. Go figure. Okay, that's it. I'm fucking done.